welcome to the penultimate week of Ultimate League. This week we start with our newly crowned champions Manchester's Finest, who take on TSEI, who are the last team to beat them. Manchester's Finest have been unbeaten for the last 18 weeks in Ultimate League, and they were hoping to finish the season in that manner. After being crowned champions, they didn't seem to be at the races, and TSEI managed to take an early lead with this goal through Akil, his first for his new team. His transfer did have some controversy surrounding it, but he looked well up for this game.
She looked tempting, adjust my mojo, flashing, hold for the photo, my flavor's fun, you're so
TSEI took the initiative from here and continued to battle well. They doubled their lead soon after when Akil's corner went straight in. We're not quite sure how this went over the line, and Manchester's Finest will be wondering the same, given they boast the meanest defence, having let in only 11 goals before this game. We were all waiting for the Finest's response, and they went close after Jahan's header hit the bar. Other than this opportunity though, TSEI dominated the first half and went in ahead.
We good, loud with the cheese, little fight broke out, ha ha, he, snatched them out his shirt, Fred Perry, oh man, here comes security, riding out backseat with my chicken D, I'm clean, man, and rolling. Ooh, la we, who got that fire, how I like it low key, we, G's in Italy, can't need a little dough, can't get it out free.
Manchester's Finest started to press a bit more in the second half, and the introduction of Dawood started to swing the game into their favour. They scored a somewhat fortuitous goal themselves, after Am's header was deemed to have crossed the line after hitting the post. It's difficult to see whether it actually crossed the line on the replay, but they were given the benefit of the doubt. TSEI continued to press and looked to take advantage of the space left behind by Manchester's Finest as they searched for an equaliser. Some great persistence by Iffy gave Saïd the chance he couldn't miss, and this made it 3-1, with the diminutive frontman scoring his third goal against Finest this season. This seemed to knock the wind out of Finest, and with little time left on the clock, they succumbed to their first defeat of the season against what now looks to be their bogey team, TSEI. In the grand scheme of things though, it won't dampen their mood, as they will look forward to collecting their trophy at the presentation evening, as well as stamping their authority on the league as one of the league's best by winning the cup. We all look forward to their game next week against Dream Team, and now we bring you them next.
We always seem to give them a difficult game actually. Last team to beat them this year, so it was a tough game. I think they tried to outpower us, but I thought we played really well as a unit. Yeah, I think the tactics were right. I think them not having Shaf up front was a difference. He was a difference in the first game when they beat us actually. I think he's been one of the best players this season.
So game 2 is then Dream Team versus MFC. MFC were coming into this off a great win against Baroni last week. They put in a great performance, and if they were producing that every week, they would have been challenging for the title. Dream Team had a tough game last week against TSEI, and they just edged out their rivals with a late goal by Tango. Unfortunately for MFC, their keeper got injured very, very early. It was an unfortunate footballing incident, and he came off worse. However, he kept it together and tried to play on. Dream Team took the initiative in this game and blitzed MFC with 3 very quick goals. Tango assisted the first with this fortunate touch in the box, which was slotted home by Sergio. The second was assisted by Kyle, and again finished by Sergio. Dream Team didn't give MFC any time to breathe and grabbed the third straight after, this one bagged by their top scorer Bobby. The keeper looked like he hadn't recovered from his earlier injury, and at this point the decision was made to take him off, which we all believe was the correct decision, and hopefully he'll return soon. MFC tried to get back into the game and had a few half chances of their own, the best falling to Adji, and he was unable to finish, blasting over. Dream Team looked clinical and pressed on. Kyle setting up their fourth with this great cross, giving Bobby the easiest of tap-ins. That was Kyle's second assist of the game, and he seems to have settled in well now, proving a valuable acquisition in the transfer window. The second half continued in the same fashion, with Dream Team pressing on and having most of the chances. It was evident that MFC were getting frustrated, and they were nowhere near at the level they were last week to beat Baroni, proving no match for Dream Team's pace and skill. Bobby was unlucky not to grab his hat-trick after this effort hit both posts and was deemed not to have crossed the line fully. It's still not clear from the replays also. He didn't have to wait long for his hat-trick though, after he was found by Ozzy's pass and rounded the keeper and slotted home coolly. The score was given further gloss after Bobby grabbed his first assist of the game and set up his fellow frontman Sergio for his hat-trick. The game finished 6-0, and with the pressure off, Dream Team demonstrated exactly what they are capable of. If they play anything like this, next week's game against Manchester's Finest looks mouthwatering.
I think the change of tactics playing two at the back worked very well for us. Obviously with Bambi out the game, it was a big loss for the opposition, but we did what we had to do, and we did it really well. We played as a unit, and it's about time we did that. We haven't really done it all season.
Games, you got thrashed. What are your thoughts? No comment.
Okay.
Now we bring you the final game in the gold tier, FC Baroni versus Bayern Leverkusen. Baroni's team consists of Abdullah Rahan, who's had an excellent season, and also Mohamed Salil, who's been nominated for the Young Player of the Year. Bayern Leverkusen themselves have also had an excellent season, and they boast having Sam Rame, who's been nominated for both Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year. In truth, Bayern Leverkusen were the better team in this one, and they dominated the first half from start to finish. They had the majority of the chances and were unlucky not to take the lead on a couple of occasions. As we all expected, it was star man Sam Rame who opened the scoring after some great individual work and dribbling. It was hard to argue that they didn't deserve their lead, and they will be disappointed that they didn't manage to extend it.
Yeah, I'm dreaming about that, of being a nominee for a Grammy, a straight hit in the lottery scene. I ain't just trying to go shopping, I'm trying to spree. Popping TAGs, copping more than I need. I'm a Florida too cool, ignoring the heat.
The second half saw Baroni push for an equaliser and become more of an attacking threat. It was also no surprise that it was Mohamed Salil who grabbed them the equaliser after slipping his effort through the keeper's legs. This appeared to give Baroni more impetus, with Leverkusen playing on the counter. This game finished 1-1, which on balance was probably a fair result. In Ultimate League you need to take your chances, and Bayern Leverkusen will rue missing some early chances. Both newcomers should be happy with their season so far, and both will be real threats in the cup competition.
We're missing Moose on the sidelines, mainly because of his voice and his presence.
Yeah.
I don't think, maybe he could have added something, but, you know, as he says, that's how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
As the season's gone on, I've got gained more confidence again and got back to the form I've had last year, and yeah, so just happy to.
Yeah. What do you think the reasoning is behind your rise to form? Do you think it's more to do with playing with Sam?
No, it's to do with me. I'm his life partner, you see, so I've taught him quite a lot of things about life. So he's not really listened to me recently, but I think when he did, he started playing well.
We're still playing some good football, but
Agreed.
It's just it's not going for us. I think we're looking forward to the summer, get a nice break behind us, get back for pre-season, give it a good go next season. We'll be back stronger, fitter, faster, better. Yeah. So look out for us next season. But we've enjoyed it this season. That's the main thing, and it's been a learning curve, a good one as well.
Now moving on to Silver Tier, we bring you Underdogs versus H&S. Underdogs wrapped up the tier last week and also confirmed their place in the Ultimate Cup. They came up against a H&S side who are coming into this off back-to-back wins, including a 6-2 demolition of FC Iraq last week. H&S knew that any positive result would confirm their position in Division 1 next season, and they were hoping for a win to get into the Ultimate Cup. They started the game really well and took an early lead. They hoped to push on from here, but were soon pegged back after a good goal from Alex, who in the past few weeks has really turned on the style for his team. Heaton and Salford, however, demonstrated their battling abilities and didn't let their heads drop. They managed to regain the lead after some great work from their front man. In the second half, Underdog showed why they had won this division and pressed well. Heaton and Salford defended resolutely, but were undone after Ali Raza's goal. This was followed in quick succession by Sahail's winner, making it 3-2, and showing why he was nominated for Player of the Season. Heaton and Salford will have to settle for a place in the Sporting Chance Charity Cup, which they will look to win. Game 2 sees JJGK take on FC Iraq. JJGK have been on excellent form since the division split. Tashi has really galvanised his team, and they've been playing some excellent football of late. FC Iraq, on the other hand, have had a terrible season compared to their high standards, and they knew a win would all but seal their place in this division next season. JJGK looked the more hungry in this game, and it was clear that FC Iraq's confidence was at rock bottom. JJGK welcomes back Ali Shanan, who was excellent throughout this game. He even managed to find a matching colour top to wear, and it was him who opened the scoring. Once the first goal went in, the rest of the game was mainly one-way traffic. Ali doubled his side's lead and got his second of the game with a sweetly struck penalty that went straight down the middle.
I ain't just trying to go shopping, I'm trying to spree. Popping TAGs, copping more than I need. I'm a Florida too cool, ignoring the heat, drinking peanut penis, hot mama Mercedes, beating porn for me. I never went corporate.
JJ's GK completed the scoring with Fizzy to make it 3-0. This defeat is very damaging for FC Iraq, and they were looking anxiously at Barcelona's game. The final game of the Silver Tier sees Barcelona take on Unity. Barcelona knew they had to win this game to have any chance of staying up. FC Iraq's defeat really spurred them on, and they started this game with real intent. Unity showed some resistance, managing to hold out for the first few attacks. But once Barcelona got the first goal, the rest just seemed to follow. Barcelona were 4-0 up within 20 minutes. Now we'll sit back and let you enjoy some of the goals. It was evident why Unity have struggled in this league. They were leaky at the back and they were limited to long-range efforts up front, and this doesn't make for a good combination in Ultimate League. Further gloss was added to the score in the second half when Matt coolly finished. The score finished 6-0, and this gives Barcelona's survival challenge a massive boost. Like Iraq, their destiny is in their own hands, with both sides knowing a win next week will see them in the top tier. The only problem is they play each other. We look forward to this game, as some are describing it as the most expensive game in Ultimate League. Now let's bring you some of the action from Division 2, starting with Super 8s versus Ulti Stars. The last time these two teams met, they played out a 0-0 draw. In recent weeks, Ulti Stars have managed to find their form and produce some very good performances. Super 8's knew a win today would seal promotion, but they were missing their captain Bilal. They drafted in a couple of their squad players in the absence of their skipper, hoping to win the game. The game started tentatively, with both sides not wanting to give much away. It wasn't until a moment of class broke the deadlock. The striker controlled the ball instantly on his weaker left foot, before half volleying it into the top corner. The camera clearly didn't expect this, and missed what is a clear contender for goal of the season in Division 2. Ulti Stars reacted well and didn't let their heads drop, equalising quite soon after in the first half.
Plugs at the party, yeah, you should go. So headed to the cloakroom, gathering my crew up, my God. What's that they do? Billy got keys, brand new bleach. He grabbed my hand, ready to blow with the breeze.
In the second half, Super 8s really pressed for a winner, spurning numerous chances to take the lead, hitting the post and the bar. They were fortunate to be awarded this penalty, and Ulti Stars felt justice was done after the spot kick was saved by their keeper. Super 8s continued to press and then finally took the lead through Sham. The frontman later scored his second goal, making the score 3-1 and giving Super 8 some breathing space. And they needed this after a penalty was awarded to Ulti Stars late on. The forward stepped up confidently, but saw his spot kick rocket back off the bar. The score finished 3-1, which was a true reflection of how the game went, and Super 8s were delighted with this result. They will look forward to life in Division 1 and will look to seal the title next week.
Like 500s up inside of the V. I ain't trying to tease, so please don't try and tease me, cause later on I'm trying to squeeze up inside of the V.
The next game brings title rivals Gladiators against Jabe. Gladiators knew they must win today to keep pressure on at the top and maintain their promotion challenge. Going into this game, they were the favourites for promotion, but they had to do the job. They dominated this game in truth and rarely looked like they were in any trouble. Jabe, on the other hand, have been disappointed by their own season. Gladiators recruited back Mo Jammer up front, and he showed his class by getting himself a brace. Captain Zubi also had a great game, getting himself 2 assists and a goal.
Popping TAGs, copping more than I need. Out of Florida, too cool, ignoring the heat. Drinking penis, hot mama Mercedes, beating porn for me. I never went corporate, I'm more for the street. But now world tour, so I'm with Europe. Ooh, la, ha, we, who got that fire? How I like it, Mo, he, we, BUGs and Italy, gon' need a little dough, can't get it for free. Ooh, la, ha, we, come on. Ooh, la, ha, we, come on. Ooh, la, ha, we, gon' need a little dough, can't get it for free. Ooh, la, ha, we, who got that fire? How I like it, Mo, he, we.
The game finished 5-2 and Gladiators waited anxiously for the result of MIC's game. The next game we bring you is MIC versus Noor Stars. The last time these two teams met, they shared a 7-goal thriller, with MIC edging them out 4-3. Although there were plenty of goals in this one, it did not follow a similar pattern. MIC, having known the result of the Gladiators game, looked like they meant business. They were in no mood of letting up and they managed to score 10 against a completely outclassed Noor Stars. They were led excellently by their captain Mohamed Ramadan, who himself got a hat-trick. The other scorers in this game were Moez, who also got 3, Murad got a brace, with Rahan and Hashim getting 1 goal apiece. We'll let you sit back and enjoy the highlights of this very one-sided game.
Yes. Ooh la ha wee, who got that fire? How I like it, mo he. We BUGs in Italy, gon' need a little dough, can't get it for free. She looked tempting, adjust my mojo, flashing, hold for the photo, my flavor's fun.
The last game of this week sees Mab take on Sarki's 8. Sarki's 8 have been the dark horse of this season, and their recent run of form has given them an outside chance of promotion. They played with great confidence and seem to have eradicated some of their defensive problems that they showed signs of earlier in the season. They played an excellent passing game and completely outclassed Mab in this one. They ran out 5-1 winners in the end. Young Player of the Season nominee Mahir managed to get himself a goal and an assist in this one. The remaining scorers were Umar, who managed to get himself 2, and Usman and Anis, who got themselves 1 each. Mab cannot wait for the season to end, and they will hope to regroup for next season. Here's the league table after this week's results.
Like 500s up inside of the V. I ain't trying to tease, so please don't try and tease me, cause later on I'm trying to squeeze up inside of the V. Now I mean, got trees for the comic relief, and girl, you a hot beach. Part of my speech, my nature's kinda naughty.
Here are next week's fixtures. One to keep your eye on is the game between FC Iraq and Barcelona, and everyone will be watching Manchester's finest game against Dream Team. The must-watch game in Division 2 is the promotion playoff between MIC and Gladiators. Here are some of the ultimate moments of the week.
And I'm trying to spree, popping TAGs, copping more than I need. Out of Florida, too cool, ignoring the heat, drinking peanuts, hot mama Mercedes, beating porn for me. Never went corporate, I'm more for the street, but now the world tour, so I'm on the Europe. Ooh la ha wee, who got that fire? How I like it, mo he. We BUGs in Italy, gon' need a little dough, can't get it for free. Ooh la ha wee, come on. Ooh la ha wee,
And here's this week's ultimate fail of the week. We look forward to seeing you all next week and at the presentation evening, where we will make a live draw for both cups. Thanks for watching. I've been Imi. See you all next week.